Hello there, folks. Frank Zorrilla, Zor Capital, the 21st of December. A little pre-holiday video, like the one we've been doing every Friday. Just going over my watch list to see if we can learn or unlearn some things that we can use, for your own trading in the future. So let's get right to it. I've been getting a lot of questions in regards to Mark and about the setup that I use for Mark. And the setup here, where I bought it here and then bought it here again, is very simple. I'm using the scan that looks for stocks that are down 3 days or more in a row. And here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. And then I'm looking for the first green day, and I'm looking to get involved once it breaks the previous day highs, which is a very good scan in the short term, because I believe, in my opinion, that in the short term, what matters the most for short-term traders is momentum and mean reversion. So here, this is a simple scan that you can do on TC2000 and maybe in other softwares, but very simple. You're looking for stocks that are down multiple days in a row. You're looking for a decent setup like this one, very high momentum, first pullback, and that's what you're looking for. And then once you start getting a little bit more experience with this one particular setup, you can start anticipating, like I anticipated here when the stock was printing an inside day on very small volume, because to me, an inside day under this context tells me that this previous move is coming to an end. All right, so I anticipated here and then bought the rest through the high, which was roughly $7.72. You can see the notes right over here. And then last Friday in the 15th, the stock was down roughly 4 days in a row, still looking okay. Volume wasn't that big, and what I did was I put a buy stop through the intraday high plus 10 cents, and the stock had a huge move, roughly about 30%. On some news, I got lucky, and that's about it. There was a similar situation with SRAX, down 3 days in a row. Volume's extremely low. I anticipated here, and then went long over here, and this stock had a very nice move. And what you can see with SRAX and Mark is that these two stocks have had decent momentum. So mean reversion works really well with stocks that have a lot of momentum, and that's what you want to focus on. So let's go to the list here, 1213. This column right over here, 1615, this was the high of the day, the previous day. So what we're looking for to get long these stocks is for it to break 1615 plus 10 cents, 16 and a quarter. So MRTX, down 3 days in a row. We got involved here going through 1615 at 1625. Stock had a nice move, decent move, roughly about 13% in a matter of 3 days. That's a good move. And what you want to do is, I'm a firm believer that you got to sell on the way up, and then you can hold on to the rest if you wish to get a little bit more. Okay, but the fact is, if you're a trader, if you sell something and it continues to go up, then you sold too soon. If you hold on to something and then it goes lower, then you sold too late. That's a never-ending issue that you're going to have forever. And the only way that you can get around that is by very simply is, number one, get comfortable with what it is that you're doing and what you're looking to do as far as gains. And number two, you can always sell some on the way up and then hold on to a piece until it goes back to break even, or until it breaks the 10-day or 20-day moving average. You have to figure that out on your own. You're not going to get the answer by reading books, because what might work for someone else might not work for you. All right, QURE. This was a big winner for us. These yellow arrows when we bought the stock, bought, sold a few times. We got back involved right over here, going through this high, printed an inside day. Stock made a nice move, roughly up 10%. We took a little off, and then it sold off here, but it still looks good. This stock still looks good. RDUS is something, long the stock, was on the list today. This stock has been trading, or it was trading beneath this 10-day and 20-day moving average, the white line and yellow line, for a long time. Now those averages are becoming support. This is possible, a possible character change with this stock, where what used to be resistance, these two moving averages, can now turn into support, and they're acting like support. And another thing with this stock is that There's been a decent pickup in hedge fund buying. The Baker brothers, Stevie Cohen, this is one to watch. SPPI had a decent move here, up roughly 10, almost 12.5%, if I'm not mistaken. And then sold off with some news. ENPH, this is what a loss looks like. We got involved right over here going through this high. Breaks the breakout low. Sold it at a loss. GLYC, this is old from the list. We got involved here, sold it here. This is setting up again. I like this setup, not yet, but it's a constructive pattern, sideways for a long time. That has some positive news. I'm looking for this stock to set up here a little bit better to get long again. All right, so here's Splunk. Doing okay. Printed an inside day. We got long going through this high, up 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, up about 3 points. You take some off. You hold on to see if you can ride the 10-day and 20-day moving average for a little bit longer. But again, I'm a firm believer that you have to take some off on the way up. And for most people, all that does very simply is give you more staying power. ZGNX, we own the stock 3780s. This is a high tie flag. According to Investors Business Daily, high tie flag is a stock that moves 100 to 120% in a matter of 4 to 8 weeks. And then over the next 5 weeks doesn't correct more than 25%. ZGNX is a high tie flag. It looks okay. It just has to get going. DIX, sideways for 3 months. We got involved right over here. Went up immediately a little bit, then sold off, stopped out, bought it back again as it went through this high. Here's another thing. When you sell something, stocks have no idea who you are. They're nothing but, letters in a piece of paper, letters and numbers. So they don't know that you just sold at a loss. So you have to treat each setup individually and each stock individually, regardless if you took a loss or not. This one we got long again at 29.62. It's looking okay. Sohu, possible character change. Got involved right over here at 45.24. As it broke this high, made a nice move. Not a nice move. It was up $1.25. Then sold off through the breakout day low. Stopped out. Took the loss. GCAP. One of these Bitcoin plays that's yet to make a move. It made the initial move, consolidated, down. This was a stock of the week right over here at $8 a share, but it's been selling off. I've bought more. It was on the list today, and I bought more today. There was some call buying just today, some decent call buying according to the best option guy out there, Wall Street Jesus. So this is one to watch. BGNE, printed an inside day right over here. We got long at 94.78. Had a nice move today, up almost $8. We took some off, up 5, holding on to the rest. See how high it can take us. Mark, we spoke about already. UEPS, another Bitcoin play that's yet to make that second move, made the first move higher, has been trading sideways. Yellow arrows is where we got long here, going through this high. Right over here going through this high, and it's been having an issue going through 1160. Almost got there today, or going through and staying above 1160. Almost got there through today. There's been some call buying, some April call buying. There's been some put selling. They have a credit card company where you can buy Bitcoins through credit card through a partnership with Bitstamp. So who we spoke about, SQ. Here's another one. Got involved right over here going through this high. Makes somewhat of a move. Once it broke this low here, I got rid of it at roughly $37 for a 65-cent loss. It was just wedging. And when you get involved with something, you want to see it clear, for the most part, clear, powerful move. Once they start to stall, it's probably a good idea to get rid of it. YY. This is on 12/18. We had a whole bunch of Chinese names. This one acting okay. I mean, we got involved at a 110.28 going through this high. We took some off today, up $8 a share. Went as high as 119. You know, it looks okay. I'm not crazy about the sell-off, but let's see if this stock can stay above its 10-day moving average, because this stock has a very good tendency that once it starts to trend above the 10-day and 20-day, it does it for a few days, for a few weeks. Like, for example, right over here and right over here. Let's see if this 10-day can act as support for a little bit longer and take the stock higher. But either way, what I tend to do is sell into strength and just hold on a little. And once it gets a little too stretched, then sell all of it. You want to buy them tight and sell them loose. WB, same exact thing, long at 102.56. We took some off, up 7 to 8. We still have some, same thing. Look, here's the 10-day moving average. And the 20-day, look how once it gets above, how it trends for a while. And then here it trends again, then it goes below. So I'm selling on the way up, and I'm going to try to use a 10-day moving average, to try to hold on to a piece until it breaks the 10-day moving average. That's exactly what I'm going to try to do. DDS, triggered. I did not take it. JP. Here's another stock, okay? So long right over here going through this high, printed an inside day. The stock goes up a little bit. It stalls. I sold it yesterday at a small loss. But then at the end of the day, it gets back above the 10-day moving average, and it sets up again. And I got long today at 1781. Took some off plus 10%. And this is, again, treat every single setup individually, regardless of what happened the day before or last week. Just treat them individually as if they don't know who you are. And that's the reason why certain people will say, hey, they'll take off the name of the company and just look at the chart, because there's certain times that, there's certain stocks that you don't have luck. For some reason you buy them and they go down every time. But you need to be able to just look at the chart, look at the setup, and allow the market to take you in to keep you out. And this one, again, I put my buy stop in. The market took me in. And so far, so good. We took some off plus 10%. We're looking for higher prices. Dix, we spoke about already. WUBA was another Chinese name. The buy stop here was 60, 69, 95, 70, 05. Decent move the first day. Still looks okay. Look at these MAs. They're hugging. All that means, very simply, the stock hasn't really made a move net over the last 50 days. It's an okay setup for tomorrow, especially if it goes through 71.98. Coal, CLD, triggered today, inside day. Buy stop was 450. It's okay. Soho, we spoke about. QD, here's another stock. Again, this is the under 18th. I had all these Chinese names. Went long the stock, got stopped out. But to me, the stock printed an inside day on very low volume. This looks okay to me going through 1280. And it's something that I would consider taking again tomorrow. Going through that price. Cure we spoke about. AGN did not trigger. Mayak, MYOK. Printed an inside day right over here. Buy stop 39.20. We got long. Decent move so far, up 5%. Looking for further upside. ITUS did not trigger. RDUS we spoke about. AGN did not trigger. And then today, JP, which we spoke about. CLD, GCAP we spoke about. VRTX, decent setup. Big move on some positive FDA results, or positive results with 3 triple combo. So they had a positive result. Stock had a huge move higher, has been trading sideways, down 3 days in a row, inside day, buy stop through the high, 146.43. Decent move to 150, looking okay, looking for further upside. And MCB, this is a bank that's supposedly related to Coinbase, so it's one to keep an eye on. Zen, a Chinese name with some blockchain affiliation, so they say, just keeping an eye on it. And here you have all the crypto names. Again, you can't chase these names because, they took a big hit today. Some of these names took a big hit. LFIN down 32%, GBTC down 25%. This is down 25%. Riot down 24%, MGTI. You can't chase these. You can't chase them. And the reason why is because Most people have no idea what blockchain is or what Bitcoin is. What gets them excited is the price of the stock. And if the price of the stock gets you excited, when the stocks finally pull back, the fact that you know nothing about these companies, that will not allow you to take advantage of the dips. Because all you're going to do is, one, either sell, or number two, just sit there and hope for these things to come back. All right? Because when you like something, when you like a company fundamentally and the stock pulls back, you, in my opinion, should love it even more, because fundamentals only change once a quarter. Okay? Fundamentals don't change because the stock goes down 4 points. So if you're a fundamentally driven investor, you know, earnings only change once a quarter. So pullbacks, for the most part, should be looked at as buying opportunities. But that's just my opinion. So again, these are the crypto names. Just be careful. Happy holidays, trade them well, and be well. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. If you have an interest, I'm opening up my managed accounts program. If you have an interest, feel free to email me, fzorrilla@zorcapital.com. I'll provide the email underneath the video. So trade them well and be well.